I actually didn't check that. Look at that. Chat is disabled for this live stream. That's wild. What kind of fucking toxic shit were they getting on the goddamn coffee jazz music live stream? Sheesh. Anyway, hello. Welcome. During this drawing stream, as you may have gathered from the title ending, I'm just going to be practicing. I need to work on drawing heads and faces. It's something that I have like immense problem doing. Like if you watched the stream where I did the senpai wallpaper for Friday Night Funkin', I like started to break down just because of the head. Like every time I came up to the head, I would freak out. It's the head shape, the face, specifically the eyes, I believe, is like a really big problem I got, and also hair. So that's three things. I'll start with just kind of getting basic shapes of heads, and then I'll work on the faces by just going on top of those heads, and then the hair obviously on top of everything, you know. I did a little last night, just one head, just because I couldn't sleep suddenly after like a rude awakening. I couldn't get back to sleep. Did that, went back to sleep. I'd show it, but it's a little secret to my friends. I'm not supposed to let them know about it. Anyway, but while I am doing the practicing, I've got a couple videos lined up, 2 videos that I'm going to be watching. One is a recap for me, just figured I'd play it for you guys as well, just in case you've never seen the video, but there's like a follow-up to it that just came out that I'm interested in. And then after that, we'll just listen to this light jazz and some Super Mega Cast. So dope. Actually, I should explain a little bit about how I'm practicing faces and stuff like that. So head is straight to the point. I don't really have much in terms of references to go off of that, but I guess I can match it up to try to go for the face exercise I'm doing. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can't pull this up real fast. Okay, it's being real stubborn. Where's my fucking mouse? Oh my god. Get that up. So I watched like 6 videos yesterday about studying faces and heads and like how to practice it. And one of the ones that came up is there is something called the Lilo and Stitch study, where it doesn't have to necessarily be Lilo and Stitch, but it's like one of the most iconic for it is getting some screenshots. Oops. Some screenshots from Lilo and Stitch, because there's an entire website animationscreencaps.com. It is basically like a website that has every single frame of certain animations. And Lilo and Stitch being one of the more prominent ones for practicing your faces. So I figured I'd go for it. That's enough for now. That's 8. But being I am not, I don't know. Like, I feel like I draw cartoons better than I draw, like, in an anime style. Because everything in cartoon is so over-exaggerated, I can get it down pretty fast. But it's not the style I like to draw in, you know? It's weird. I may be big baby about it, but I don't really care. What I'm going to do is combine it with another thing. As soon as I can actually get it. Okay. Wow, that didn't work out. I'll save it. WebP image, what the fuck? Good dogs. Good dogs. Oh, come on. Alright, well, I guess I'll be right back. I gotta go check what the dogs are barking at. But, you saw. I'm gonna do it off of World Ends With You stuff. Funny fan works on head drawing more at 6. Why is it such a dumb format? Fucking fan wikis are literally the worst website. I don't know why they do this, but you cannot save any images off of a fan wiki. It is absurd. They all come out as a fucking .webp, which is an unsupported file in every fucking thing on the internet, on your computer, anywhere. It's just absolutely unsupported. Well, rather, except for on the internet, on their specific website. It's so fucking stupid. Just finished eating, couldn't comment before, lol. Nice. Also, I think I have a fucking bite on my finger that is starting to swell up. And that is just really annoying. The heat has been attracting fucking ants like mad, and there's still nothing being done about it at this place. Why do you have to be so fucking bad? Remove the timestamp from the URL. What? What the fuck does that mean? My finger's fucked up. It is hurting like a motherfucker suddenly. I don't know how it didn't fucking start affecting me till now. I've been up for like fucking 8 hours or some shit like that. I don't fucking remember. I can't tell time. I fucking hate Wikia. It's so bad. It's just only coming out as a fucking web. I'm glad I scrolled for like 3 seconds down the fucking the Google search page for this character, and I'm getting fucking fetish art. Please, I just want to find a good picture of this girl so I can draw her. You know, ironically, that is probably the best image I'm going to be getting. God, what a shit show it is to find fucking images of characters these days. Angryflux.tiff. Nice. I'm gonna take like an allergy pill or something, cause dude, I'm bending my finger and I feel like it's gonna fucking literally explode. Jesus Christ. What is life right now? Okay. I found like a anti-itch cream. I put that on it. And then I took some aspirin for like blood flow and pain relief and shit like that, because my god, it's bad. I'm really curious why it just started though. Like really. Like I've been fine all day and here I am, 3 p.m. All of a sudden it's just like, by the way, did you look at your finger? It's like, what? Oh. No, I didn't. Okay. That. Not that that matters too much, but I'm weird. No. Okay. Nice. I feel like the only reason I'm even doing this is because it would be just distracting the entire time. Like, oh look, she's an acrylic standout. It's like, okay, fucking just staring at it the whole time. Wow, look at that. Ugh. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Clear outside. You ever notice how like wrong one, that's why. How, like weirdly bulbous the Lilo and Stitch characters' arms are, like this. Hold on. Let me just pull up that layer. Like, they've got Popeye arms, dude. Like, see, it's not just Leela. Also, this character is not the right fucking... Maybe it's just because she's under a bunch of trees. But she's like significantly whiter than the others. Anyway. Sweet. Alright. Now that I'm finally set up, let's watch those videos I was talking about.
So I had always like felt a little different and stuff. I noticed that when my friends, like I always seem kind of annoying to my friends, like a lot, and I could never focus. I've never really been able to focus. It's gotten to the point of like tears where I try to like do my math homework or something and I just can't. And I've always been able to make like in class if I couldn't focus. I've always been like very obedient. So like the teacher never really looked at me and noticed me for that stuff. Cause ADHD stands for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I have ADHD and a thing that comes with that is like bad insomnia. I've always had insomnia and I probably just make it worse by looking at screens and stuff. I have to take sleeping pills. Melatonin. So falling asleep's difficult no matter what. It's not really fun, you know, tuning out and having people think you don't care about what they're saying. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's like my mind kind of drifts off, but I have to like, it's really hard to keep track. So like, I can do it sometimes, but not always. Like, yeah, I feel like my friends are like, they think I'm annoying and then they invite me places out of pity. There was like this bonfire thing that I was invited to, and I was really glad that I was invited. We were like all sitting around in a big circle, like all 30 of us, and we were talking about stuff, and it was like my turn to talk about it, right? And as I'm talking, I realize I'm going on for like a little bit longer than everyone else. But while I'm talking, some like other people, they just start talking like across the thing, and I was like, and then everyone else starts talking, and I was like, I wasn't done. I was all right, and then I just kind of stopped. Talking to people's scary. I've got like one friend that I can like talk to about personal issues. Like she's really nice. Um, but if I were to talk about like my other friends, they just say like oof or something like that.
Oh, what the heck?
You're another version of me.
I'm not another version of you. You're another version of me.
This kid's got a big ego.
Wait, do I have to let my cat out? Yeah, 1 second. I gotta let my cat out.
Are you laughing at his body suspended?
This is why Ready Player One would never work in Earth. It's not at all how it would be.
I'm back.
Hyper-realistic Ready Player One would have been a masterpiece. would have been better than like E.T. or Jurassic Park, so we get some
When I,
generic fantasy thing. Like, look, take off
When
your
I-
headset again. Just show us that animation. It would be like a psychological thriller. It's like clipping into the bench.
I am like 4'9", 4'10", and that's really bad for a 15-year-old. When I'm walking, you'd probably think of me as like a 10-year-old. You'd probably think I was like 10 or 11. And most of my friends now, they don't get asked if they need a kids menu, but I do. I know that's not a big thing, but it just like lets me look into the public perception of me, like when I just go about my daily life.
Get a
We
good
know
deal
that
on the kids menu. You're saving money.
we had to leave and move to Texas for some family issues, but back then, I've always had long hair. I had really long hair up until like 6 months ago, and when I went into high school, I said they're gonna be really mean to me. There, the kids were just ruthless. Like everywhere I went, I heard people saying like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And they'd call me other things that I don't want to say. But I remember when I went home that day, because we were living with my cousins, I just ran to the back shed and I just cried there for a bit. My mom told my uncle about it, and he took me to this place called Whataburger, which is really good. And basically, that while I was there, he basically said it was kind of my fault for that happening, for all those kids saying me mean things. Basically saying, you know, if you got a cool haircut, I don't really think that would happen. You know, I mean, you do. Yeah, my hair didn't look the best, but I mean, I don't really think it was cool to say that. I still love my uncle, but I don't know.
What would you have wanted him to have told you there?
I don't know, that, like, just say that, like, kids are gonna be mean sometimes, and, you know, just things will get better. Lunch was the worst part, you know, people from across the cafeteria like, hey, are you a guy or a girl? And, you know, stuff like that, and, like, it felt like the entire cafeteria was looking at me.
Maybe you should join a motorcycle gang.
You know, I might, you know, get my switchblade out,
because then
cruising for a bruising.
You've got a bunch of people who care about your well-being. It's like a band of brothers kind of thing.
I already got one of those.
Talking about us?
Yeah.
Is there something behind us?
I don't like motorcycles. My mom's ex-boyfriend died on a motorcycle. I know his dad because my mom still talks to him. He's like sort of like a dad to my mom, and he's sort of like my grandfather, even though he's not.
So you would never buy a Harley?
This one kid in particular, I forget what his name was, but he was a senior.
Dude.
He's like, "What's up, Freshy?" And he wanted to give me a handshake. I didn't know what to do, alright? So he gave me a handshake, and he just like squeezed my hand into oblivion. I legitimately thought my hand was going to break. I could see him actually struggling to squeeze my hand. Like I could see his like face getting red. He was legitimately trying to like break my hand, I think. My hand hurt so bad I almost cried in the hall.
It's like a super villain origin story.
I liked this one girl like for like a couple months, and then later I found out that she liked me for like a week, and I was like, so that's a win in my book. I'm just gonna be happy that somebody actually liked me once. I'm really self-conscious about my height and my voice, because like this, you know, this does not sound like a 15-year-old's voice.
Danny DeVito's really short and has a strange voice, and he's like a sex symbol. I think you have a legal case against CBS, because I feel like they're using elements of your life story on their hit show Young Sheldon.
Like, I try to be funny sometimes, and I feel like if I'm not funny, then what's the purpose of, like, knowing me? Like, in a lot of my times, my jokes, they're not funny at all. Like, my jokes absolutely suck.
Tell us a joke.
There he goes.
That's called gotcha journalism.
They all laughed and looked at me, and I was just like, I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. I'm not gonna deal with the constant kids at my school being mean to me and everyone in general, you know. Ever since I got there, I wanted to be homeschooled, because we had always kind of thought about homeschool, and then eventually one day we're just like, let's do it, and then I was set on it. And then a week later, no, I don't want to do homeschool. Definitely not. And then a week later, yes, I do want to do homeschool. And we really just went back and forth until one day I'm like, yep, I want to do homeschool. I know my brain's going to say, no, you don't, but I'm just going to stick with this answer because I rationalized it. And then when my mom called, said to pull me out of school, the principal was like, no, he's not going to do that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And she's like, he's not going to be there tomorrow. It's his first day of homeschool. And yeah, I've never heard from that principal again, and I kind of feel bad because he was a nice principal.
Aren't you worried that you're going to miss out on certain important life experiences from being homeschooled?
That did cross my mind, but VR is a way to escape, Like I can be a frog. Kermit was literally my childhood hero. When I was like 6, for 2 hours, I got pieces of paper and built a fully functioning Kermit puppet that I loved. And I made 2 more out of cloth. Kermit just reminds me of like me when I was like younger, happier. I don't know. I really like Kermit. I've always liked puppets and stuff like that. When I was younger, I wanted to be a puppeteer. I got an old YouTube channel of me with my puppets. There's a picture of me sitting around with all of my puppets. I don't know. I just really like Kermit. I can make friends in VR, and they might treat me a bit differently based on my voice, but they won't treat me differently based on my height, based on the way I look. It's really, I'd say, the closest form of anonymity that isn't anonymous you could get. Like where people still know you. Kids don't know what I look like. For all they know, I am a swashbuckling bachelor,
I don't think anyone thinks that. No one on VR chat is a swashbuckling bachelor.
If you could tell everyone in the world
Fair.
one thing, what would it be?
If somebody hates you, stab them with an asbestos-covered knife and take out their kneecaps.
Okay, that
No
is...
wonder people don't like him very much.
Anyway, there's a follow-up.
So I had always felt a little different and stuff. I always seemed kind of annoying to my friends, like a lot, and I could never focus. I've never really been able to focus. It's gotten to the point of tears, where I try to do my math homework or something, and I just can't. I have ADHD, and a thing that comes with that is bad insomnia. I've always had insomnia, and I probably just make it worse by looking at screens and stuff. I have to take sleeping pills. Melatonin. So falling asleep's difficult no matter what. It's my mind kind of drifts off, but I have to it's really hard to keep track. So I can do it sometimes, but not always.
In 8th grade, the teacher's talking. She's like, "This is math. It's spelled with an A, not an E.
Oh
That's another thing."
shit!
And then I was just kind of sitting there like this and zoning out, and I was just kind of nodding along to make it look like I was paying attention. Subconsciously, my brain's like, hey, nod along. She'll think you're paying attention. Okay? But in reality, I was zoned out, thinking about I don't know, what would mirrors taste like if they had a flavor or something like that. And then when she's like, okay, what are we talking about? And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I do this Sherlock Holmes type shit, looking at the stuff on the board, and I'm just piecing it together as fast as I can. And then I feign confidence, and I'm like, oh, it's like this, right? So even if I get it wrong, she thinks that I know it or something. I don't know. I ended up getting it right, even though I wasn't paying attention and I had no clue what we were talking about, because I just skimmed the board really quick.
What do you think I asked you?
How I tricked my 8th grade teacher.
I asked you if the way you manage your ADHD has changed in the last 2 years.
No, it has not. I do the same shit.
This one kid in particular, I forget what his name was, but he was a senior. He's like, "What's up, Freshy?" And he wanted to give me a handshake. I didn't know what to do, alright? So he gave me a handshake, and he just like squeezed my hand into oblivion. I legitimately thought my hand was going to break. I could see him actually struggling to squeeze my hand. Like I could see his like face getting red. Like, he was legitimately trying to like break my hand, I think. My hand hurt so bad I almost cried in the hall. I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. I'm not gonna deal with the constant kids at my school being mean to me and everyone in general, you know. Ever since I got there, I wanted to be homeschooled because we had always kind of thought about homeschool. And then eventually one day we're just like, let's do it. And then I was set on it. And then a week later, no, I don't want to do homeschool. Definitely not. And then a week later, yes, I do want to do homeschool. And it really just went back and forth until one day I'm like, yep, I want to do homeschool. I know my brain's going to say, no, you don't, but I'm just going to stick with this answer because I've rationalized it.
Most of the teachers don't know how to use technology. My math teacher, for example, he plays multiple videos per class, like Khan Academy videos, but they're laggy and we can't hear them. So we see a Khan Academy video at like 3 frames per second, but the only audio we hear is the audio coming out of his laptop speakers that go back in. We hear like 3, add the divisible from 5, and that's your answer. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what is the point of me even being here? There have been times when I've been in class and this has been happening, and I'm just like, okay, but like, I'm not, it's not working, and no, like, am I missing something here? So I'm just like, okay, and I'll just like leave and I'll do the work by myself, because it's like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? But lately I've kind of been wanting to go back to real school a little bit, like maybe next year. I miss my friends and stuff. But it's like a double-edged sword. I feel like if I went back to school now, I wouldn't really be made fun of for my height or anything like that. Now I'm like, if I'm wearing my back brace, I have scoliosis now. That's new.
Wait, you have
If I'm wearing my
scoliosis
back
now?
brace, God came down and he punched my back. Now I have to wear this uncomfortable brace. My back is surprisingly close to being like eligible for surgery, which is scary. Because if they say you're eligible for surgery, I'll probably do it. But the surgery actually sounds like a living hell. They get your back. They just slice down the entirety of it so they can see your spine. Fix your spine with metal rods. And then they fuse your spine together so you can't move as much anymore. And the bone grows over the metal rods. The metal just becomes like inside your bones. And now your back is like a lot straighter, but you have a 2-foot-long scar on your back, and you have to like relearn to walk or something. I don't know. I don't want to do it, but if I, you know, hey, if it gives me an extra inch on my height.
You should look for
You know what I'm saying?
polyglot in
You know what I'm
VR
saying?
chat or something like that.
Mom, how tall are you?
Maybe.
I'm blah blah blah, but if I didn't have scoliosis, I'd be blah 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 blah. Oh, that's cool. What's scoliosis? It's genetic. I'm gonna fucking give it to you, and you're gonna be in pain. Oh. 1 second, let me get a swig of my good juice, and by good juice I mean water, because water's the best drink. Now I'm really at McDonald's. This feels real, Sir Moore. This feels real.
I am like 4'9", 4'10", and that's really bad for a 15-year-old. When I'm walking, you'd probably think of me as like a 10-year-old. And most of my friends now, they don't get asked if they need a kids menu, but I do. I know that's not a big thing, but it just lets me look into the public perception of me, like when I just go about my daily life.
You got a
We
good
know
deal
that
on the kids menu. You're saving money.
Every doctor's like, oh, he's fine, and then one day, doctor's like, yeah, it is a little bit weird. Maybe it's just because he doesn't eat right. So they sent me to a food person, and the food person is like, does spaghetti look like worms? And I'm like, what? And she's like, is spaghetti worms? Does spaghetti look like worms? And I'm like, no. And she's like, okay, let's try giving him more calories. Just eat stuff with a ton of calories. Eat all the time. He can eat whatever he wants. We literally do not care. He just needs to eat. Because he's skinny and he's small. Get him food. So we're like, okay. So I just started eating everything all the time, always, even when I wasn't hungry. If I was bored, I would eat. Which for most people is bad. You're not supposed to do that. But it's not bad for me. Just because I'm so small. Hold that thought. Gotta be right back. They... Shut up. Shut up. No, nothing. Never mind, Google. This is like another thing to add to my list of things I have to see doctors for. I have to see the doctors like every 6 months about my short. They're like, are you short? Yes. okay. And then they take my blood and see how it's working. And they also do this thing called a bone age. They take a picture of my hand. I put my hand down on a table. He takes a picture of it, and then I leave. And then they just see like my bone plates, and they see if they're closed or not. If they're closed, that means I can't grow anymore. If they're open, that means I can still grow somewhere.
Aren't you worried that you're going to miss out on certain important life experiences from being homeschooled?
That did cross my mind, but you know, VR is a way to escape, you know? Like I can be a frog.
I keep in touch with all of my friends, really, but it's just I don't see them that often. Like at all. I remember when the first video was posted to Reddit, I sorted by controversial, and I saw someone say like, this isn't like against the kid, but homeschool will really mess up his social skills. And, you know, it's controversial, so some people are like, he's right, and other people are like, no, don't be negative. But I mean, like, he's not wrong. He wasn't wrong. I feel like it just made like my social anxiety worse. Like, I have a few things that happened like very recently where it's like, wow, I can't do anything, can I? I went to a Best Buy, and I'm walking around, and I go to like the PlayStation aisle, and I'm like just looking around because I don't have anything else better to do. I look to my left, and I have to kind of do a double take because like standing there is this girl who I liked for a really, really, really long time. And then I'm like, okay, we gotta leave, we gotta get out of here, we gotta go. And like we make eye contact, and I'm like, fuck. But I mean, I have glasses now, and I was wearing a mask, and I had a hat on. So I was like, hopefully she didn't recognize me. So I literally just left. So I ran away from a girl that I liked at Best Buy. So I'm basically the coolest guy that has ever lived. A couple weeks ago, I went to a mall by myself because I had just gotten my driver's license, and I'm like, let's go to the mall. You know, because I'm really bad with people. So it's like, okay, this is where I get good with people. I'm not like talking to them, I don't think, because I don't think I have the courage to do that. Like, my problem started before I even got in the door. I am walking by myself, and then these two girls come out of nowhere, like from between cars, while I'm walking. So I'm like this. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So I'm like this. These two girls come out like this, and they're walking, and now we're walking like this, okay? One of them kind of turns around and looks at me, and I'm just kind of like, what? And I'm like, oh no, she looked at me, this is not good. And then we get to the door, and she holds the door open for me. I feel like when I'm nervous and in public, I become like weird to look at. Like my eyes get all like small, like I look very bored or tired, and I kind of talk like this. I'm like, thank you. Like I turn very monotone, and she holds the door, and I'm like, thank you. She kind of like turns around, and like she made like a face, I think. Like it kind of looked like, I don't know, like scared or like disgusted, or just maybe that's just her face. I really have no clue. In my head, my brain just immediately thinks, they think I'm following them. They think I'm being weird. I need to escape. So they keep walking, and I'm walking, and I'm like, they're going this way. I will go up the stairs while they leave. So I go up the stairs, and they go up this way, and then I kind of go around here, and I'm going to wherever I was just gonna go. I was just gonna like walk around the mall, and they go up the escalator, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to like intercept them. So I'm like, that's not good. So I kind of go this way. I go like a totally different way than I was gonna go. I just go the opposite direction while they keep going that way. People who just looked at me like once, like for all I know, they were just like, his hat's blue, and then they just like kept walking. I don't know that's what they were thinking, but that's just what my brain jumped to. And for the rest of that time in the mall, I was just in like fight or flight mode, because I felt like everyone was looking at me the entire time I was there and laughing at me. Like anytime someone would giggle, I'm like, I did something, didn't I? And then I went home. If I'm online, like I could talk to people fine. I'll be like, hey dude, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? But it's like in real life, if I'm like, hey dude, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? I don't know. It just doesn't work the same. I just don't work in public. I do not, unless I have a friend there. I'm not comfortable, but I'm like more comfortable to the point where it's bearable. And I haven't gone back to the mall since, even though I wanted to buy a shirt.
When I was like 6, for 2 hours, I got pieces of paper and built a fully functioning Kermit puppet that I loved. And I made 2 more out of cloth. I really like Kermit. I've always liked puppets and stuff like that. When I was younger, I wanted to be a puppeteer.
I'm all about animation. You know, that's the cool thing. That's what the kids do. In order of things I do most to least, we got video games, like Escape from Tarkov, animation, and then school. This is what I do the most, I think. I'm at a payphone trying to call.
What song is that?
I don't know. Something by Weezer, hopefully.
I can't tell if you're joking because I don't listen to Weezer.
It's Weezer.
Wait, are you a big Weezer fan?
Only their first 2 albums, but you're not allowed to say you're a fan. But that's basically every Weezer fan. Every Weezer fan's like, because no one like the first 2 albums. There's like 3 Weezer fans, and a few of the other fact songs. All of them are always in a Weezer fan. That's you'll never meet a Weezer, and you're like, I am a Weezer fan for that. No one's gonna swipe right. Or is it left? I don't have Tinder, so I don't know if left or right is like the good one. I'll plug my YouTube channel, you know, go subscribe to it, you know what I'm saying? I post sick raps, but they're not raps and they're drawings. Hopefully I can go to art school. That's like my main goal. My main goal is art school. Cartoons are like my favorite thing besides video games. Like video games, cartoons, like they're like this. I think video games take up more of my time, but cartoons have molded me as a person more, I think. It's so weird. Because like those shows are just like permanent parts of me now. You know, when I was like 8 years old, sitting on like the carpet, looking up at the TV screen and seeing like SpongeBob and Phineas and Ferb and Adventure Time and Gravity Falls and like all of these shows. I've always drawn my like whole life, but like I remember even as like a young lad wondering how they did the things they did. How do they make this part of the picture stay the same and this part of the picture move? Because no way they're tracing it every single time, because that's too much work. It was J.G. Quintel, when he was writing and drawing his little pictures of Mordecai and Benson doing acid, do you think he thought in his head, wow, a ton of kids are gonna look at this on Cartoon Network and say, I'm gonna do that? Like, who knows? Like, that's crazy. All these people are just like making things that make other people make things, which is really cool, I think.
Fuck is this head?
Cool.
Do you still have an interest in puppets at all?
Not really, but I think most people who do like creative, I can't do the finger thing, but creative things, I think most people who do that have like always done creative things. When I was very little, you know, maybe it's just playing with Play-Doh, but as you go on, it's like, oh, now I make puppets and I'm interested in puppets. Oh, now I like to draw, now I want to make comics. And eventually you kind of, okay, I think I'll settle on this. So I'm pretty sure animation's what I want to do. I think I put in enough time with it where it's like I'm past the turning point. I think I've
no
spent
going
enough time.
back now.
Yeah, there's no going back now. Like if I wanted to be like an engineer or something, I'd have to actually be paying attention in math class. So, you know, it's like you put a lot of like labor into like tiny
What
little
is this
things
one?
and little details. And then at the end, you make like this
These
big
two
thing
suck.
where it's like, how did I even do that? It feels like you blinked and now there's this thing. I make a little animation of a guy burning down a house. I look at that and I go, I'm proud of that. You know, I like that. I think I did a good job here. I don't know if this is the same for you or other people who make things, but it's like whenever I am proud of something, I'll like put it online and people will be like, this is so good. I like this, but I can't tell if they're being nice just to be nice or if I'm like actually doing good. Are the things I make actually like, wow, that's cool? Or is it just like, oh look, it's a little tiny picture of a smiling face. Let's give him a big thumbs up. I can't tell, so at this point I'm kind of just like, I'll make what I make and I'm bound to improve. So as long as I'm improving, like sometimes I think my stuff's good. And then I'm like, but is it actually? Is that just like, am I just seeing it through the lens of my
I feel
eyes?
that on
So,
the biggest,
who
deepest
knows?
personal level.
Quick, pitch me an idea for an animated show.
Transformers, but they're evil. So it's like the Decepticons, but they're also really bad at their job, so they kind of just sit around doing whatever all day, and then it gets really sad halfway through the series because like they start dying or something. I don't know. But also they can't transform.
If you could tell one thing to every Dawa in the world, what would it be?
You need to draw more, bitch.
That better. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is this head? Is it fat? Is it... Oh, it was fat. Oh, it was just fat. still think it's off. I don't know what it is. I guess drawing heads based off of, Lilo and Stitch, whose heads are all like big fucking monstrosities almost, isn't exactly the best thing to try to get more realistic heads, That's my own fault. But I had Shiki there the whole time I could have been referencing. Maybe that's another thing, is I haven't been making the cheek come down enough. Eh? By the way, you said, let's see. What an absolute zoomer. Yeah. Eye contact, body language, special awareness, lots of factors in real life interaction. Yeah. Polyglot. Are you saying that I should look that up later because it's not suited for a stream? Or are you saying that I should look it up later as in, since I'm already watching something, I don't need to watch it now? Because all that's left is just Super Mega Cast, so I could look it up right now. If it's not like something bad for stream. I'm gonna dip for game shows, be back as soon as possible. Okay, just before you go, answer that question if you could, please. It's not something you can only hear because there's a lot of languages. Oh, okay, so I'd have to actually pay attention, is what you're saying. What is neck? Maybe because I just have to remove. I think it's just gonna be hidden. Like the neck would be right there, so it's just completely hidden. All right, then I will move on to these. Does he understand Russian, Japanese, Chinese?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Super Mega Cast. It has been quite a few weeks since we have made a podcast, but we are back to our weekly schedule of Thursday podcasts now.
Yeah, so you guys can rejoice, because I'm sure they were just hurting for more.
They were just saying, I want to listen to these two guys talk about random shit more. Please, I'm missing it.
I wish they had 50 podcasts, so I had 25 hours of material to listen to non-stop. Well, here we are, and we are answering your prayers.
We are, maybe one day we'll have 25 hours worth of podcast material to listen to, but for now, this is only, episode 8, I think?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's episode 8.
So,
I'm losing... Is it bad that we're already losing track, only 8 episodes in? Which one is this?
Yeah, it's I think you have the right to do that after, 20 or so, or 50.
Yeah, 20 or 30.
But we haven't even gotten to 10, and we're losing count.
Fuck. We're in single digits, and we don't know which podcast number this is. But yes, Ryan is back from his vacation in his home state of South Carolina. Tell us a little bit about it, Ryan.
Well, basically, I go back home.
Yeah.
I stay in my room for a good bit, and I use my dad's car when I'm called out to downtown Columbia to hang out with people, and then I drive it back so he can use it in the morning, and the process repeats itself every day.
And then while you were gone, I was sitting in our apartment completely by myself. I cleaned it a lot, and then I just kind of sat here by myself. I'd sleep until 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then wake up, and then just do nothing, take a shower, eat some food, and then I would watch a movie, and then hang out with my cat, Banana.
You should have binge-watched
Rest in
a shit
peace.
ton of shows. You could have binge-watched Game of Thrones. You could have
Actually,
anything.
poor
Well,
kid.
you did watch Kubrick films,
I did. I watched Full Metal Jacket for the first time.
which
is
you showed me.
Yeah, which I just watched with Ryan 2 nights ago. Because
Yeah.
I said he needed to watch it because Stanley Kubrick is an amazing director. And it was a fantastic movie.
I like the first half more than the second half. Right when they get into Vietnam, I liked the training.
Yeah,
stuff a
same.
lot
I
more.
think it's definitely the best half of the movie is the first half. But if you haven't seen the movie, you don't know what we're talking about, but you should. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix, so go watch it.
Go take a gander.
It's a good Vietnam War movie. But speaking of the Vietnam War, this weekend Ryan and I actually went to VidCon.
Yes.
And it was our first ever convention, like going together as Super Mega. And we went to this convention, and we have lots of fun stories to tell you guys about the convention.
Well, we went to the convention. We were under the impression that maybe like 5 people would call us aside, like, hey guys, I know who you are, type of thing. But what ended up happening was the first day we were there, a line was created that lasted about an hour of people wanting us to sign stuff and take pictures with them.
This happened like twice the first day.
Yeah, it was very overwhelming. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know really quite how to handle it, honestly.
No,
but,
seriously. Like, we were both expecting probably no more than 20 people at this whole convention to recognize us.
Mhm.
And even saying like 20 people was kind of like a stretch. We're like, maybe, I don't know, like 15, 20 people.
Because we're not
recognize us.
the reason we're not the reason people are there.
Yeah, people go to see like, the much bigger YouTubers, but like the second we would hit the convention floor, we would just get swamped by people just forming like a line to take a picture with us, and there were people giving us gifts and shit that they made for us.
Which we got one of the gifts, the first gift we got. Sorry,
like right before we even walked into the convention hall, someone stopped us and gave us a gift.
They gave us 3 like clay made figures.
Yeah, it was Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Dat Boy.
Ooh, I love Dat Boy.
Oh, such a good.
Oh
meme.
shit.
What up?
Yep.
Is it dead yet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if there's anything you and I do best, Ryan, it's taking memes and trendy things like
running them to the ground,
like D's nuts, and then keeping them alive years after they're dead.
We still
say D's nuts.
No.
They still
I've known each other for
say
so long,
D's
and
nuts.
Since the day I met you, we've been making that fucking
I know.
joke.
No, before I even knew you, I got a Snapchat of you. Before I'd ever met you, like 2 months before I even met you, I got a Snapchat of you saying D's nuts, and I was like, aha, he's funny. But
that's
yeah,
when you knew.
That's when I knew we were destined to be buds.
Buds for life.
Oh,
not really though. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
What do you mean not buds for life? That makes it sound like you, like, in your mind you're like, yeah, I'm friends with them now, but
You might decide to like kill my wife, and then we won't be friends anymore.
Ryan, if there's anyone I'm gonna kill.
Yeah, go on.
Never mind. But yeah, so we got these clay figurines from this girl. She made them for us because we did our Donkey Kong Country series, and they were fantastic. We actually have them sitting on top of our little like TV furniture stand. I don't know what
With the
called.
amiibos.
It's called a hutch.
And the the hutch. They're with the amiibos and my stupid little Hot Topic pop figures.
Little. You can definitely get those at Hot Topic. Yeah, they're cute. Definitely cute, dude.
Every day I look at them and I make the decision to keep them up there. Like, should I take them down today? Nah.
Yeah, I'm ready to start expanding my amiibo collection and getting it. I'm ready to start that second row. I filled up the first row of the shelf. Gotta get that second row going.
Yeah, I like that you have I think 3 favorite of yours are definitely Shovel Knight, Pixelated Mario.
Yeah.
And of course the third one is going to be, I like the plug guy. What's his name?
Chibi Robo?
Yeah.
Oh,
I never played a game of his, but I remember in GameStop I would always want it, but like for some reason it always came to be that my parents didn't have the money to buy the game.
Yeah, like I've never played a Chibi Robo game, but I've always thought they looked really cool. Maybe we should play a Chibi Robo game on Super Mega or live stream it.
Are they coming out with a new one? I thought
they already did.
Okay,
it was for 3DS. I don't think it was very well received though. I'm not sure.
We gotta play the GameCube one. Right?
Yeah, the classic GameCube one. But back to VidCon.
Yeah, sorry.
We got to meet a lot of you who were really, really cool, and it was a really cool experience actually getting to meet the people that watch Super Mega.
Yeah.
And comment Super Mega and all that stuff. So it's like it was a really cool experience just seeing all of you guys and getting to actually like talk to you guys one-on-one and see what you guys were like. Some of you were annoying as fuck, but for the most part,
there's gonna be people that met us and they'd be like, oh god,
they meant me.
Well, which one was it?
No, we're totally kidding. Nobody was annoying except for, well, yeah, okay, yeah, one person was annoying.
Yeah.
But we don't need to get into that.
No.
You know who you are.
You're probably not them.
Yeah, I guarantee you're not them. You know who you are though. But
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah,
kidding. Oh god, I love Jack.
Oh, he's so good. He stayed with us for an entire week.
Yeah.
And it was insane. It was fucking awesome.
Because we weren't held down by like having to do like we did a collaboration with him, but we recorded that like in an hour period, like on the last day before he left. But so like it had the whole week of just hanging out with him, going out to eat with him, and just doing a bunch of shit. He's just a really fucking cool guy.
He is just like.
I know he gets a bad rap a lot of the times for like being loud and shit like that, but like honestly, he's just a very cool fucking.
He is just like he's a really neat guy.
Yeah.
He's super fun to be around. It's just so genuine. Like he's just like a really genuine person, and you can count on him. And he's funny, and he smells really good. The first time I met him, he smelled like baby powder, and then this time he smelled like Irish Springs deodorant.
He has those baby blue eyes.
God, his eyes are fucking.
When he smiles, it's like a new infant, like newborn, just kind of like looking up at you.
Yeah, you. Could
But of
just,
course, it like
not
there's
like
like there's a glass pane in between you. You didn't just find an infant.
it's like in a nursery.
Yeah.
God, you could just reach into his eyes and just pick those blueberries out. Yeah, but
References, dude.
wait, what's that from?
I don't know. It's like from the dating tips guy.
Yes,
Like, your
yeah,
eyes.
from that video.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
do you mind if I just?
Tosh.0 did a
Yes,
thing with him.
that's right. Because I knew that was from something. Yes. But at VidCon, aside from meeting a lot of you guys, we actually got to meet a lot of really cool, other YouTubers.
Other content creators.
Content creators.
We're not YouTubers. We're content creators.
Who do we meet? We met we met Jontron.
Yeah.
We met
Boogie.
Boogie.
Yep.
We met Filthy Frank.
We met Jax Films.
Jax Films, iDubbbz, Max Mofo.
Yeah.
I met the Damn Daniel guy.
Yep.
I walked by him and said, "Damn Daniel."
Funny. You have it up on your Twitter feed.
It is on my Twitter. I think he wanted to kill me. So funny story. Like, we were standing outside the convention hall, and we see this like blonde kid standing there, and this girl runs up, and she's like, pulls out her phone. She's like, "Say the line, say the line," and he's like, and he just starts walking away, and he's like, "Damn Daniel," and you just see that he just did not. He's like, "Fuck, why did I?"
But he wore white Vans.
He did. Did you see he drew the YouTube logo?
Like
on
if
them?
he's if he's truly fed up with it, you'd think that he just tried to 100% kind of kill it at VidCon of all places.
He was just done though. I walked by him. Ryan and I was like, "Ryan, what are the odds I just go up to him and I say damn Daniel?" And Ryan was like, "I don't know, just do it." So I did. And I walked by and I was like, "Damn Daniel," and then he just looked like flustered. And you can if you pause the video when I say it to him, you can just see like in one frame just this look on his face of just like a fallen god, just like
It's a real gem.
It is a gem. It's a good. He's a sweet little boy though. Who else? We saw Jacob Sartorius in person.
Yeah, I made a dead eye contact with him, and him and his posse with bodyguards and other 12-year-old boys.
Yeah, they were just like a bunch of, like you could always tell who the Vine kids were or the Music League kids were because they're like tiny little like 6th grade kids that have like super styled hair and a snapback just gently sitting. It's not even on their head. It's just like lightly placed on top of their head. Like there's like 1 pixel of space between their hair and the hat. And then they usually have like a thin gold chain. We saw a couple kids with that.
I just feel bad for them though, because it's like they're not even a person yet. Like they haven't developed they haven't developed their true they haven't found themselves. I believe I didn't at that age. I didn't hardly until like even after high school. I don't think I like truly was like, oh, where am I going in life? Like that type of shit. Like who am I? And it's like when you introduce this shit to them, it's turning them into an asshole. It's teaching them to be an asshole. And I feel like a lot of the shit he does, yes, it's cringy, yes, it's shitty, but I feel like a lot of it can be, given to the fan base or the parents. It's not 100% his fault why he's like that.
Well, I think one of the biggest problems with like when those kids blow up like that is they're suddenly like worshipped overnight by all these other people telling them that they're amazing and all this stuff. And I think it like at that age you're so moldable and like malleable that like the kid gets a huge ego and starts to think that everything in life is given to them. And then for the rest of their life, that kid is going to be a spoiled little brat, Like Jacob Sartorius is going to grow up. He already is. There's a lot of evidential videos, but he's going to grow up and be an asshole. Like all of those Vine stars are going to grow up and be complete assholes.
Well, it can go one of two ways. They can continue on the path that they're on and continue to make the decisions and have the kind of like self-involved personality that they have or have been conditioned to have. Or they can, like, later in life when they're our age type of thing. You kind of did it.
I feel like it is
you weren't
faces
famous for
more than
making
anything.
cringe videos, but
Did make some cringe
yeah,
videos.
yeah, very
They're still out
cringy.
there, but we're not going to let you guys know what they're called, so you can't find them.
Yeah, but it's like, or they can like accept it and start making fun of themselves and being very self-aware of how cringy or like how they acted back in those back in the days.
Yeah, I have an old YouTube channel with over 50 videos videos on it. Sketch comedy.
Hi,
like-
Shane Dawson.
Shut up, Ryan. Yeah, one of the videos is like a video response I made to Shane Dawson when his grandma was dying, and I'm like, hey, Shane Dawson, your grandma's gonna go be with Jesus now. But yeah, we just had to cut a part out because Ryan just name dropped one of my old videos, and I don't want people finding that.
Because it has a lot of views, dude.
It does. It has like 15,000 views. But I think only a few people have seen that. You, me, Aaron from Game Grumps.
Like 15,000 other people.
Yeah, and 15,000 other people. All the comments on that video were just pure hate. Just like,
Really?
they're all like, who's this? Like, fuck this little kid.
It's almost like you got leafied.
Oh God. Yeah. I hate my old videos.
Guess what? Guess what just happened?
What?
We just hit 48,000 subscribers. We were on our way to 50,000.
Wow, guys, thank you so much for ever since we came back from our break, while Ryan was out of town. Ever since we came back, we've seen nothing but just all this like crazy support pouring out from you guys, and we've been shooting up. So thank you guys so much for all that. Ugh.
Yes, thank you very much. I guess also back to VidCon.
Yeah. So when 6 o'clock rolls around, they shut down the convention hall, and they're like, everyone's like, get out, you gotta leave, except for the creators. The creators get to stay, and then after that, they get to hang out on the hall floor by themselves and just like socialize and stuff. So of course, what people do is all the fans and stuff, they all hang outside the convention hall and swarm the outside of the hotel until probably like 1 or 2 in the morning every night, hoping that they'll see like a YouTuber or something. So we were going to the Gregory Brothers concert, which we met the Gregory Brothers, and they're super nice guys, by the way.
Really nice.
But we were on our way to go see them like perform live, and there was no one in the convention hall anymore. All the people that had paid to come to the convention had been kicked out at this point.
Yeah.
So me, Ryan, JonTron, Boogie, and Jack were making our way to the
Downtown.
Walking Fast, Faces Past, and I'm homebound. We were making our way to the arena where the concert was, and basically the way we walked had these big glass windows, these big glass doors, and it's like all dark outside. And the second we leave and we start walking, all of a sudden you just see like phone screens start lighting up faces outside, and then just swarms of people just like
You start to hear audible like, boom,
like you hear people
as they
just
hit against
pressing
the
their
door.
just pressing their faces against the window.
Like it's a fucking zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of zombies outside.
know.
And like their faces were being lit from underneath. Like it was insane. And you could just see like they started following us. So they accidentally Maker accidentally led us straight into the middle of the concert arena where all the fans were. And Jack just like it was like a magnet and a bunch of like little magnetic
It's
pieces.
like
just
one person came, then 2 people, then 3, then like
That's what
6,
happens,
then
like,
10.
all it takes in a crowd is for one person to recognize you and get a picture, and then all it takes is someone else is like, oh wait, who are they getting? Oh, so that night after the concert, Jack was coming back to our apartment, and we had to figure out a way to sneak him out because our car was parked on the other side of this mob of fans, and we're like, how do we sneak him out? So we had to basically walk outside of VidCon and walk like through surrounding neighborhoods, like 20 minutes to get back to the car, and we still got recognized several times on the way there.
I just think like next year people are like, no, they said that they walk through neighborhoods. So like next year at VidCon, there's gonna be a swarm of 12, 11-year-olds or so just wandering around like secluded neighborhoods,
Throwing Molotov cocktails at cars and like flipping trash cans and shit. We want Jacksepticeye. We want Beauty Pie. But the second night, we went to a Maker Studios party with Jack, and we had to get back to this to the parking lot to get the car again.
Yeah.
And we had to walk through the swarm of fans that were outside of the Hilton Hotel where Jack and everyone was staying. So we're like, shit, how do we do this? So it was me, Ryan, Oni, or Chris, and Jack, and we're like, we got to get back through. So Chris gave Jack his beanie and put it on, and we gave Jack sunglasses. And
a hoodie.
Yeah, so anyone listening to this that was in that crowd, you didn't know it, but all 4 of us walked directly.
It was the
through
third night, by the way.
Yeah, the
last
final night. We walked directly through a crowd of like hundreds of just ravenous fans,
I
just
know.
all with our
It was-
heads down.
It's like this scene in The Walking Dead season 1 where they all cover
Yeah.
themselves in like blood and like dead
the
body
zombie guts?
Yeah, the guts to get through the crowd of zombies. It felt exactly like that.
Yeah, but we were all like, oh shit. All it would take is one person to recognize
And
Jack.
just yell,
That is it.
Jacksepticeye.
And then just boom, and we would never get to our car. So we were just walking through this huge crowd, all with our heads down, and we're like, shit. And it was super tense. Like, no one was saying a word, and we got through it. Not a single person recognized us. It was amazing. It was this like unbelievable moment of
We did it.
like, I cannot believe that worked. Like, it was. Oh, God damn it! I can't stop burping. I'm sorry, Ryan.
It's
just
okay.
like, oh, guys.
It's like we just. Okay.
Are you
now-
burping too?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Dude, is there like something in our apartment? Is someone like putting gas in our apartment? And
I don't
making
know
us
about
burp?
that, but I know there's $1 in the woods.
Dude, I found $1 in the woods at VidCon. I was in the woods, found $1.
Found a dollar.
Should I give your mom a motherfucking holler?
Dude.
Keemstar, DJ Keemstar, everybody. He was at VidCon and we didn't see him. 'Cause
Apparently it was a VidCon, right?
he only came the last day, yeah. Or he tweeted like a picture of like the entrance and was like, "I'm here." Or he
Really?
might have just been faking it. But who else did we meet at VidCon? We met
you
Seer.
met Rice Gum.
Yeah, I met Rice Gum. So we saw Rice Gum like standing by himself. Every time I saw Rice Gum, he was sitting or standing by himself. Same with Matthew Santoro. So I saw Rice Gum, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go say hey. And I was like, hey, Rice Gum, right? And he's like, yeah. And I shook his hand. And I was like, hey, I'm Matt. Nice to meet you, man. And he's like, cool, haha. And then I was like, see ya. And then I left. And then before we left, he was sitting on a couch by himself. And I was like, see ya, Rice. And then we didn't actually end up leaving, so it was awkward. But
And
yeah.
some kid like
Dab?
Yeah.
Dap? Yeah, okay, so this other Vine star that's really good friends with Jacob Sartorius, like, while I was talking to Rice Gum, came up and, like, dapped him and was like, sup, dude? I don't know what his name is. His name is Mark Jacobs, Mark Thomas? I think it's Mark Thomas or something. But he came up and God, he looks like such an idiot. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean to the kid, but, like, his hair looks like a loaf of bread on top of, like, a child's head with a snapback just gently placed atop the
Dude,
loaf
when
of
I
bread.
was that age, I had the fucking
I
okay, like
had a
you
bowl
know
cut.
Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide Coconut Head?
Yes,
I
me
was
too.
Coconut Head, dude.
Both of us. There's pictures of
We
both of
both-
us out there.
We both have fucking bowl cuts.
Oh God, I had the bowl cut until high school, I think. Who else did we meet? We
Ugh.
met, Ian and Anthony from Smosh.
Yeah.
We
We didn't really meet Anthony.
No, we didn't. We saw Anthony, but both of us we know Ian pretty well now. Ian's he's a really nice guy. From
Went to
Smosh.
a Game of Thrones viewer party.
Yeah,
And he was there.
and
Nice.
I didn't go to that, but I went to.
Because you don't watch Game of Thrones.
I know, Ryan, but while you were out of town, I saw Ian 3 separate times at 2 streams and once at a Game Grumps party, and we talked about politics for like an hour.
But this is what matters. Does he follow you
Woo!
on Twitter though?
No, does he follow
Tisk,
you on
tisk,
Twitter?
tisk. Hey, I wasn't. No.
Exactly, Ryan. Exactly. Hey, but his
So
girl-
we're not really friends with him.
but when he saw us, he was like, "Hey guys," and gave us hugs.
Nope, he doesn't follow us on Twitter. He doesn't like us.
His girlfriend follows us on Twitter. Pamela.
She
Horton.
follows you.
She follows you too.
Does
doesn't
she? I don't think so. Her friend Amelia Talon follows me.
Oh, nice. Well, we're actually planning on possibly having Pamela Horton on a podcast. And
Yeah.
also maybe we're gonna do a game with her or something. No promises, but
Yeah.
we've talked to her about it and she wants to do it.
We saw Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I saw Anita. She was
Oh, good old
looking
Anita.
good.
Hey, dude, we can't talk about her because obviously we don't like her because she's a woman, right?
Yeah, judging by some of the comments recently, if we're not allowed to say anything bad about Anita Sarkeesian because that somehow just equates to we don't like her because she's a woman, not because of anything she's done.
No, it's, you know.
Yeah, but who else? We saw Raina Scully. We met.
Oh, she's really sweet.
She's super sweet. I kind of have a massive crush on her, but that's another story. Also, we ran into Vernon a lot. We talked to Vernon. We saw Philip DeFranco at the party.
He was behind me in line for drinks or something.
He was. And then Matthew Santoro. Remember when he walked into the party and
He was
just like
vlogging.
He was just vlogging him. Everyone else is just socializing, and Matthew Santoro walked in like vlogging himself, and it's just like
He has to be a constant thumbnail, dude.
with that creepy ass smile. Shit, dude, I see that smile in my nightmares. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and there was a sponsored post that was like from Matthew Santoro and was like, "Hey, follow me on Instagram and check out my videos." And he was doing that like creepy ass fucking smile he does with his little eyelashes and his. Oh my God, I don't like it, dude.
Does he have an Instagram?
Of course he has an
I'm
Instagram.
gonna look him up. Matthew.
Hold on, dude. Aaron just texted us and said that he's on his way. He says they're ready to go and they want to come over.
Fuck.
Ryan, we might have to end this episode early.
Tell them to come. Well, they can head over. We can still record a little bit.
I gotta take a shower too,
Same.
because Shallows. We're going out to see a movie with Chris O'Neill and Aaron Hansen tonight.
Yeah,
From-
Swiss Army Man. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna go see it.
Next week on the podcast, we'll make sure to tell you what we thought of it. Because we
Absolutely.
recently saw The Shallows.
Oh, we saw The Shallows last night with Chris. or
Yeah.
Oni, as he goes by.
I can't wait for our movie review stuff. I want to review movies like on a legitimate like platform.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna be doing a movie review series soon. We're just waiting for the intro animation and stuff to be completed, and a couple other little details to be worked out. But other than that, we
The
have.
Shallows was nonsensical.
It was fucking awful. I didn't. I like. It was like they tried to make it bad. It was such a bad movie. God, Ryan.
It could have been really good. It could have been like a serious, like legit, like good thriller.
Yeah, like because it has a good storyline for a shark movie. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, good. But the thing was, they brought in so much stupid shit, and instead of like working it into the story, they would literally just put it on screen, and like throughout the movie, every time someone sent a text message, they would show it on screen,
Yeah.
like next to the like pop up in midair, like a Verizon commercial or something. And it ruined it because instead of just incorporating things into the story, they just like told everything just by showing it on the screen as a text message, and it sucked.
Well, and they had the problem of like it was one of those movies that had to tell you everything. It was like, okay, it takes the shark 32 seconds to get from the whale to the rock, so I must be fast enough to swim from here to the buoy. It would take this long. And it's like she talks to herself out loud when like,
If I was stranded on a rock with like a shark circling me, I wouldn't talk to myself. I'd just be like, ah, fuck.
yeah, I mean every occasion I'll probably be like, fuck you, hey, fuck you,
Fuck you!
no, hey, fuck you,
No, fuck you!
no, hey, fuck you. You're the one surrounding the rock.
Okay, you know what? I'll go somewhere else. I'm sorry.
Are you promise to leave? I won't see your fucking fin anymore. What is that? What is that?
Okay, I'll do it.
You will? You
Sure.
stammered a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get in
Yeah.
the water.
No, I'm gonna eat you then.
No!
Yep, too bad. I'm gonna eat you.
That was the movie, wasn't it?
My fins were crossed.
that was the
That was The Shallows.
We just spoiled it for you guys.
Yeah, it was a really bad movie though.
I like the seagull subplot. That's the only thing that I liked.
the
Oh, and the
Steven-
shark looked really good until like the end climax, and it's.
Damn it, we're not
Don't
gonna
you
spoil
agree
it,
with me?
but yeah.
Like the shark looked really good until like the end action shit.
And dude, what pisses me off more than anything about Hollywood?
Yeah.
It's not any of that stupid bullshit, Ryan.
Okay.
What pisses me off is Hollywood in the year 2016 still can't make cell phones or any sort of technology look like it actually does. They make it look all futuristic and like and like or like when people are hacking on a computer, it's like with like green binary numbers and like all these windows like access granted. No, that's not how technology works.
Do you think you can hack into the system?
Oh, I can hack into the system. Let me get my 5 keyboards. It's so fucking stupid. It's like, with all of the budget, it's like, yeah, let's make the cell phone look like a not real cell phone.
Bitches.
And those are exact words said in a writing room in Hollywood. Oh, we gotta figure out a way to make this technology look fake. Let's make a not real cell phone, bitches.
Let's make it not real cell phone, bitches. Oh, the sad thing is, you're probably not far from what the writing room was like.
We gotta make it appeal to the kids, to the millennials. Like, okay, millennials love, what do they love? They love emojis?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you here. I just got mad about something. Tell me why the biggest great white shark ever to be recorded crunches into someone's leg 3 distinct times. And yet, it's just a fucking flesh wound, like, and she can, like, sew it up with her fucking neck, whatever. Spoiler alert,
Yes.
I don't give a shit.
Turn off the podcast if you are really that into seeing the movie The Shallows. But the shark, like, attacks her the first time and, like, drags her under, and you hear it bite her, like, 3 times.
3 distinct times, I counted. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
But it's just like a little gash in her leg. But then every time it eats someone else, it's one instant just
They rip them in half?
yeah, and he, like, gets back to shore, and he's ripped in half, and he's like, ooh, uh-oh, I'm gonna die now.
No. Whatever happened to him? Did he just wash away back into the ocean?
Yeah, because
even though the tide brought him to the shore.
You know what pissed me off about that movie? Like her surfboard, the helmet, all the things in the water somehow stayed in that same area for like 24 hours. The tide would have taken them so far away.
No, they're in an inlet though. They're in an inlet, Matt.
You guys clearly don't understand the way the movie works. We don't. This is just
Great white sharks are predatory creatures, Matt.
And Okay, and first of all, a shark that big, that was way bigger than any great white I've ever seen. That was like a fucking, Chris was like, was that a megalodon? Chris kept talking during the movie and saying the funniest shit. Yeah.
That's what he does throughout the whole movie.
He just makes noises. And like during the movie, he'll just loudly just be like, he'll lean over and be like, this movie fucking sucks. And like everyone in the theater can hear him, but it's really funny. But like, God, the shark was massive. And what, the water was like 10 feet deep? Great whites do not go that close to shore.
They can't.
Great whites,
They'll drown.
they stay like miles away from
well,
shore.
they're in danger of drowning
Yeah.
if they go that shallow.
The movie is literally called The Shallows. Like that, it doesn't make sense. The shark was like a megalodon, and he's in like 10 feet of water.
The trailer, it had the shark circling the secluded rock, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting.
And he like leaps out of the water and kills the guy. And it's like,
He
"Oh."
jumps out of the water. They show the shark way too much. Which is rule number one. Like, I thought it was creepy when you saw, like, above just how big he was
Just
swimming
the
around.
fin and
That
stuff?
was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't need to see him jumping out of the water doing backflips.
I think the sense of mystery about it is also what makes it more scary, because you like.
Well, that's why Jaws was so impactful.
Yeah, it's this ominous like large creature in the water, and you don't fully see it, and that's why it's so scary. Like most horror movies are based off of the fear of the unknown. Any movie that takes advantage of like fear of the dark, that's all about fear of the unknown, because you don't know what's in the dark. You don't know.
That's why I was gonna agree with you, because that's why like in pacing of movies, at the end, at the end of a horror movie during the climax, it becomes less scary because you know more now. Like you know how to either fight the creature, you know more like the creature's origins. Once you get information or learn more about the creature, whether it be visible information or just kind of backstory information, it becomes less scary, and that's why the climax is more rooted in just kind of adrenaline instead of suspense and fear.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, I give it 2 thumbs down, because it was a really shitty movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it for fun. If you want to watch a bad shark movie for fun, Shark Night 3D is probably a good one.
Shark Night 3D.
It's
what is
really,
that?
it's bad, but it's funny. Because a great white shark, a dude's riding a jet ski, and it jumps out of the water and snatches him off of the jet ski while he's moving. And this was like the sharks don't look terrible like on sci-fi. It was a Hollywood kind of
I've seen it. I have seen it. I watched it in high school at a friend's house.
At the end of the movie, there's a music video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
It's so fun though.
If I was gonna watch a shark movie for fun, I'd probably watch Shark Tales. Was that Will Smith that voiced the fish in that movie?
Yeah, Jack Black voiced the shark.
What?
Yeah,
Will Smith and Jack Black.
together at last.
That's a dynamic duo made in heaven. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Well,
love it.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry this podcast is so short.
Yeah, we gotta cut it short because Ego Raptor, our boy Aaron Hansen, and Chris are actually on their way over to our apartment right now, because we're gonna go get dinner and go see a movie, and I have to take a shower. and
So
clean
do
my
I. I
nuts.
smell. I stink.
I do
I'm a
too.
stinky boy.
So we're gonna very quickly take a shower. But guys, the next podcast, we promise they'll be longer, and I promise one of
We're
these
not.
days I'll put the podcast on iTunes. I've said that a million times. Maybe by episode like 40, it'll be on iTunes. Who knows? But guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Super Mega Cast. We are back to Thursday podcasts. Ryan, can you stop burping while I'm doing the outro, please?
Sorry, do it again.
Thank you guys for listening. Ryan, it's ruined now. I can't.
Sorry.
The podcast every Thursday. Thanks for listening, guys. Ryan, fuck. Gather round, children. It's a new episode of Super Mega Cast.
9 to be exact.
Yeah, episode 9. Would you look at that?
Wow, it's time's going by fucking fast.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. Honestly, this past week has just been shooting by, probably for me, because I sleep until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon every day. That's not a joke, and that's something that I really need to get in check.
Yeah, you
but-
didn't wake up till like 5 today, really. Well, get out of bed. You woke up probably around, what, noon? But stayed in bed till like 5.
I should probably see a doctor, because I think there might be something wrong with me because it's weird, because the thing is, no matter what time I go to bed, I'll still wake up at like 2 or 3 and still not feel rested, so maybe I should see a doctor, Ryan. Maybe I have cancer. Well, anyway, guys, welcome back to Super Mega Cast. Last week, we talked about how we were going to go see a movie called Swiss Army Man, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano. Is it Dano or Dano?
Dano.
Dano. Well, Ryan, what did you think of the movie? Let's hear it.
I thought it was refreshing and different from the usual fodder that's released to cinemas nowadays. There's my pretentious quote for the day. But like, I mean, if we're talking about it, most things that are coming out follow the same formula.
Very cookie cutter
And
movies.
even though this, movie follows just the kind of plot formula of like the climax and all that stuff, but it was just it was a different premise than you usually get. Of course, being that there's a dead body that has all these magical tricks up its sleeve when you want to use it for survival.
Yeah. So just for the people that don't know what we're talking about, Swiss Army Man is a movie that is in theaters as of the time of this podcast being released. And it is about a man marooned on an island, and he finds a dead body played by Daniel Radcliffe that washes up on the shore. And he is mentally insane, and he believes that the body is alive. And throughout the movie, it's him trying to find civilization, and he's using the body as like a machine gun and
Like Swiss Army Man, Swiss Army knife,
Yeah, it has a bunch of uses, but that is basically the gist of the movie. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the trailer or go watch the movie. If when you're listening to this, the movie is online, it's a very good movie. But that's just a quick all the movie in one
synopsis.
Yeah, synopsis. But overall, I thought the movie, like what Ryan said, was very refreshing because it was weird. And I don't think there's enough weird movies that come out these days because most movies are very Hollywood,
tame.
Yeah, very simple plot. You can guess if you show me a movie trailer, odds are you can guess the entire plot of the movie from the trailer.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man wasn't like that at all. When Ryan first showed me the trailer a few months ago, we were both like really perplexed by it, and it was this like, what the fuck is this movie gonna be? It's so bizarre, and that's what made me want to see it in the first place.
Not only that, but the cast, Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe working together is amazing. I love Paul Dano ever since I've seen him in Little Miss Sunshine, and of course then seeing his work continue on into There Will Be Blood and other movies, of course, in the future. But those are the two movies that I think of when Paul Dano comes to mind. And Daniel Radcliffe is coming out of the whole Harry Potter era, I think, just perfectly. It's very smart that he's picking these types of roles. They're different, they're weird, it puts him out there. And you and I even saw a trailer where he plays like an undercover
White
neo-Nazi.
supremacist. Yeah, neo-Nazi.
So, I mean, I'm loving that Daniel Radcliffe is getting out from that Harry Potter thing, and he's doing a fucking great job at it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, because most actors, after they play one big role, it's really hard for them to separate themselves from that role and to move on and do other big things. A lot of big actors, after playing a big role, they go on and play other roles, but they never play anything that is seen as like a big, significant role.
Yeah.
Like Bryan Cranston, for example, is doing what Daniel Radcliffe is doing, because he was, after Malcolm in the Middle ended, everyone's like, well, how's he ever going to be in anything else? And then he did Breaking Bad, which was 10 times bigger than
And now
Malcolm
people are thinking the same thing. How is he going to do anything else? But he has been coming out with movies that have been at least critically successful. There was Trumbo, which
The Infiltrator is coming out too.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of funny because now he's playing the opposite of what he played in Breaking Bad. He's playing an undercover cop that's trying to bust Pablo Escobar, which is like one of the biggest drug kingpins in history. So looks like an interesting movie, and I do want to see that.
But back to Swiss Army Man. I mean, we'll go into more depth into like reviews and stuff when we get our movie review segment underway on
Coming
Super Mega.
soon.
Yeah. But let's just go around the thing. Would you recommend it, Matt?
Oh, absolutely. I actually want to see it again in theaters because I don't know, it was so weird and different, but it was so charming and also so, I don't know, it's a movie that after it ended, I thought about it a lot. It's one of those, because most movies you see, you leave the theater and you're like, that was a good movie. And then you don't really think about it that much again. But this is one of those movies that as days went on after I saw it, I was still thinking about it. And I think movies that do that to me, that stay in my head, to me, I think that means it's a really good movie. And I really enjoyed the cinematography. The soundtrack I fucking love the soundtrack. Ryan and I have been singing it all week.
Pop popcorn, dude.
Pop, pop, pop,
yeah,
pop.
I definitely recommend it, and I'm gonna have to take you up on that. We're gonna have to go see it again because, as you said, after the movie ended, I was perplexed, but I was also just kind of reinvigorated to try to jump into that whole world and just kind of like not pick it apart necessarily, but kind of look at things knowing how it plays out. Just kind of now paying attention to all the like minor things that you usually look out for in a second watch. it's definitely a fun, immature movie that handles mature topics very well.
Super immature movie.
Yeah, but like it's such a feel good movie.
It is.
There's like the montages in it, even though they're one of the songs on the album is montage.
It's
but,
like the main theme to the movie
yeah.
is called that.
But like the montage, it's just I haven't felt this happy in a movie in a long time, and it's I think it's strictly because it's just you're looking at it from a different perspective than you would, boy meets girl, nerdy boy meets
Boy
extrovert
meets-
girl who shows him how to be himself.
Boy meets dead corpse, and it's funny because these montage scenes in the movie, it's like it's this guy and this dead body secluded from civilization, but it makes you feel so warm in your heart because I don't know. To me, it emulated the feeling that I felt as a kid playing in the woods with my best friends.
Sorry, one more thing about the movie. We'll get on to other topics, of course, after this. Is just I have to commend it for practical effects. I love that they did things practically. You and I saw a featurette on
Yeah.
YouTube where it showed us that they didn't bitch out on all this stuff by going the green screen
They
route.
didn't do any CGI. They didn't do any like fake special effects with the computer. All the effects in the movie were done.
At least most of the effects.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
most
all
of them.
but.
But we saw this featurette that showed that like all the fire, all of the all the effects in the movie were practical.
Yeah, like when it, as you said, when it comes to like them catching on fire, when it comes to like certain scenes when the bus they made is kind of moving and shaking, and you can see the crew members standing around throwing leaves into the scene and with fans and everything, and it's so great to just kind of see all these people using their imagination with a movie about imagination.
Yeah, that's I think that's the biggest thing that sets this movie apart. Is so many movies are made by big Hollywood studios by a bunch of dudes in suits in a room, and the whole point of the movie is how can we make a movie that people will go see, that will get a lot of money, will sell a lot of tickets. And you can tell that this movie was more of a passion project between these two directors. That
The Daniels.
Yeah, that they wanted to make something imaginative and fun and weird, and they weren't afraid if it wasn't going to not sell a lot of tickets. They made what they wanted to make, and overall it came out to be a really fucking amazing movie.
Yeah, but yeah, we both recommend it. Go see it. If you enjoy this segment of the podcast, then you will enjoy the little movie review show we have cooked up for you that will come out in the future.
Yes.
So
we're also not paid by this movie to promote it. We just really like it.
Also, you know what just came out like an hour ago?
Yeah. What came out an hour ago, Ryan?
Pokemon Go.
What? It sounded like a hook in like a trap song. Pokemon Go.
Hey.
Yeah, but by the time we're recording this podcast, I think Pokemon Go came out like 2 hours ago, and we both just downloaded it, and we've been playing it, messing around with it, and we actually just
There's
finished.
a video on our channel, I think, right now.
Yeah, by the time this podcast comes out, there's a video of us messing around with Pokemon Go on the channel. So go check that out. But Ryan,
Just released today.
yeah, it's a fun little mobile game. It's different, and it is. I don't know.
It gets you out. It gets
Yeah.
you outside. Gets you to like explore local kind of things. Like there's this painting that I thought it looked like graffiti to me, but for some reason, this painting is a part of this app in terms of like you get to learn about it.
Yeah, so there's this painting kind of near where we live, and it popped up on our Pokemon Go app and like gave us facts about it, and then we went there, and because we went there, we got 3 Pokeballs. So it was like, whoa, that's actually really cool. So the app seems like it wants you to get out and actually learn about where you are and shit like that.
We're Bulbasaur buddies, dude.
Yeah, we both have a little Bulbasaur. Hey, Ryan,
Hell
do you mind
yeah.
if I just climb on my Segway real quick? And
Sure, of course. I'll be here. Oh,
Just
there you go. Oh, here you
segue
come.
on to the next topic. I want to talk a little bit, Ryan, about our disgusting habits. So every night for probably the past week, Ryan and I will, at about midnight, we'll walk to 7-Eleven.
Yep.
We'll buy about $20 worth of candy and process disgusting shit like 7-Eleven donuts.
Gotta get those donuts. Oh, that cotton candy that you
Oh
mentioned.
god, it's 7-Eleven sells cotton candy in these little cups, and it's cherry, and it's fucking delicious. So if you live near a 7-Eleven, go see if they have it.
Promoting childhood obesity since
2016. High five. But yeah, every night we'll go out and we'll buy like $20 worth of shit, and we'll come back and we'll sit down on our couch. Yeah.
Why do you always do that during a podcast? No, like you always throw up in your mouth. Like
I didn't throw up in my mouth. It's burp.
Because like it's just like every time I'm sitting there editing and also like sorry about that.
Okay, because I'm always like literally every 10 seconds I have this weird like esophageal like spasm and I burp, but they're not like regular burps. It's like down near my not my cervix. Cervix is a part of a vagina. Near my diaphragm.
Near your urethra, dude.
Yeah. And actually I legitimately need to go to a doctor because I have such bad acid reflux. What, I don't know what it's called, dude, but someone told me, they were like, yeah, constant burping like that is a sign of cancer. And I'm like, oh, great. So I probably should go to a doctor. But back to what I was saying, these two topics actually kind of correlate.
Okay.
Ryan and I will plop down on the couch and put on like YouTube or Netflix, and we'll just like eat all this shit for like 2 hours.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. We should
We
do it
watched
again
top
tonight.
10 videos. We got Rob Dyke turned up to max.
Yeah, we watch all these like creepy top 10, like top 10 proof of alien life, and
We watched so many top 10 videos, and never will we watch a Matthew Santoro top 10
no,
video.
because his face scares the fuck out of me.
It scares Matt. We can't watch him.
I'm too scared of him. When we saw him at VidCon, I had to leave the room.
It's like a parent trying to bring their kid to a movie because the parent wants to see it, but they don't want to charge for a babysitter, and the kid's like, no, the movie scares me. Just please, just come on. Like YouTube's like, please watch it, please. And we're both like, no, we
He's
don't want
scary.
to.
He looks like
scary.
Looks like he just busted out of like an insane asylum, like a psych ward, and he's gonna kill me.
It looks like he creates a photo like shop cross between him and the Cheshire cat
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Alice in Wonder shit.
Alice in Underpants, the porn version.
It's like he was made in a lab by YouTube to create top 10 videos. It's like, we must create the perfect host.
God, yeah.
Perfect, energetic host to host these top 10 videos.
Some mad scientists were like, let's give him creepily perfect teeth.
Some stereotypical German scientist.
Yeah, he's like a creation, like a monster creation in a lab.
This is my creation.
He's alive.
Matthew Santoro.
We love you, Rob Dyke.
Yeah, Rob Dyke doesn't put himself. Well, yeah, he does actually, but Rob Dyke has this creepy.
Barely
like,
puts himself in the thumbnails.
But when he does, I don't mind clicking it because he's got this creepy little charm to him. That's like, it's like, ooh, spooky.
God, it's like Rob Dyke. I have to commend him. It's like he got a what is it? He got a Spike TV show onto
Yeah.
YouTube. He's like, volleyball is usually a sport where there are a lot of ups, but unfortunately for this family, their day came crashing down.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff, and I
Like,
love it. It's so creative, and it's just like a little show.
It's like he's writing a high school essay, and he has to write like his opening paragraph, and he's like, for most people, a ride on the subway is a part of their daily life. But for one man in 2005, it's just like,
Yeah.
he creates all these wonderful little openings and closings. I love him. I want to give him a big kiss. If I die, mark it down in the books. If either one of us die, we want Rob Dyke to come to our funeral and be the, what is it, a eulogist?
Yeah, eulogy. Just perform a eulogy.
A Googleist from Zoolander. But yeah, I want him to come and perform a eulogy at my funeral, and I want him to just read it out like, Matt Watson, and just read out some goofy fucking eulogy, like written by like someone trying to write a high school essay.
Gotta love Rob Dyke.
Gotta love
What
the
am I
dykes.
doing?
Is dyke a bad word? How bad of a word is dyke?
I thought dyke is just,
It means lesbian.
well, it means butch lesbian, right? It's
Yeah.
a certain type of lesbian that it like tries to.
Well, I'm not saying dyke in an offensive context. You don't have to cut it out, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay, well we'll keep it
I don't
in.
know what's offensive.
Give us.
I think it would be more offensive if we just like, to all the fucking gross dykes out there. Like that would be offensive. I think we're just like kind of like figuring out like what the word means.
Yeah, like we're not over here like, throwing out some hate speech. We're just legitimately trying to figure out like, a not commonly used slur.
Yeah.
Like, is
we
this-
leave the hate speech up to the professionals over at the Westboro Baptist Church.
and Keemstar.
Good. They should like do a collab video.
Oh my God!
They should do. You know how they do those like song parodies?
Yeah, they do
They
the
should
music
do one
videos.
of found a dollar, found a dollar. It'd be like found a Jesus, found a Jesus.
I don't think. Well, I don't know, but
I found a Jesus in Bethlehem.
that sounds like a great Westboro Baptist Church parody. But if you've seen their music videos, it's never like found Jesus. It's like thank God for dead soldiers to the,
Yeah.
to the tune of like Lady Gaga. God, they're so fucked up. Oh my God. Like I don't know if anyone listening has seen. I'm sure a lot of you have seen their music videos. But what the Westboro Baptist Church does is they will take popular songs and then make like music video parodies of these songs, but they replace it with like
Stuff like, if you're gay, you will then burn in hell.
yeah,
That type of shit.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
Is that actually one of their songs?
I don't know. Sounds like
You
it.
should be a writer, Ryan.
Yeah.
If
For them?
yeah, if Super Mega ever goes down the drain, Ryan, I say you and I pack our stuff, move to Wichita, Kansas, and join the Westboro Baptist Church and produce high quality videos for them. What do you say?
Hail God.
Hail God.
Hail God, dude.
So you just walk into their church, just hail God, hail God. Ryan, I got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Explain to me why every fucking children's cereal, it's a mascot either chasing the kids for the cereal or they're chasing him for the cereal. Why can't? No, seriously, think about it. Like Lucky Charms, Trix, Apple Jacks. It's always fucking like people chasing each other for the cereal, like it's some rare commodity, and they can't just go to the store and fucking buy it. Captain Crunch, it's like he like bursts. He's like, God.
Because it's putting you in the club of I have this.
Oh,
I have this.
Look at that. I never thought about it that way. It's like, can't they just go to the store and buy the cereal and just coexist and enjoy the cereal?
Well,
in
at that
peace?
age, the commercials are aimed at kids who then ask their parents that he's like, oh my God, I saw this like when Cookie Crisp came out. I'm like, chocolate chip cookies for cereal, Dad, Mom. Well, my parents were divorced, so it was like, Dad. Then a week later, Mom, give me some,
And then
give me some
Ryan-
Cookie Crisp.
Ryan, the lucky bastard, would get 2 servings of Cookie Crisp. You son of a bitch. You lucky son of a bitch.
I'm so lucky. For Christmas, I'd get 2 boxes of Cookie
You
Crisp.
asshole. That's all you would get. Under each tree, one wrapped present, and it's a
Mom
box
and
of Cookie
All
Crisp.
I want is some Cookie Crisp.
I mean, the fucking, like, Apple Jacks dudes. Like, there was, like, the
The
Rasta...
apple. The apple and the
Sorry.
cinnamon thing.
Yeah, the cinnamon guy was, like a Rasta guy that was... Were they chasing each other? Because they don't make those commercials.
No, the
anymore.
apple was chasing the cinnamon man.
Man, I want smoke some weed and eat some Apple Jacks, man. I like, and remember the old Captain Crunch commercials? Like, they'd wish for Captain Crunch, I don't remember, but then his ship would fucking come crashing through wherever the hell they were.
Yeah.
With that little, like, doo-doo-doo.
The one exception to this whole thing are Fruit Loops, right? Or they're probably not the only exception, but they're a big exception because it really only focuses on Toucan Sam, and at least when I was a kid, it focused on him and his like little
Yeah,
nephews.
his
or
little
whatever.
nephews.
Kind of like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I remember those commercials. They don't... Dude, cereal... I mean, I haven't seen any recent cereal
Well,
commercials.
you know I don't watch TV because Netflix and Hulu and HBO Now and all these things have come into fruition, which has pretty much canceled out the necessity of daytime television.
I mean, as much as I would love to sit down and watch a little Nickelodeon, a little Disney Channel, I don't know what cereal commercials are like nowadays, and I see them every now and then.
So
whether it be like
weird.
when I'm at my cousin's
What-
house.
what
and I
is
watch
happy?
TV or something
What
like
is
that.
happy? I can't
But
get
it
it.
seems like they've lost that charm, that Lucky Charm.
Uh-oh.
Get it? No, but it seems
That's
like,
like my favorite cereal.
Lucky Charms. I like Fruit Loops.
That's
to
my
be honest.
favorite. Then second has to be
Fruity Pebbles, baby. Fruity Pebbles.
And then third is just whatever I'm in the mood for. So.
Yeah, but that's a good way because I don't know if I have a favorite cereal. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah,
I
I have
like-
my streaks.
I like Honeycomb. I like Fruity Pebbles a
Adult
lot.
cereals are good, like Banana Nut Crunch.
Mm.
Those are some good.
They're good. I like
cereals.
Blueberry. It's really hard to find, and I don't know if it's only in the South, but it's a cereal called Blueberry Morning where it's like these delicious little flakes, and then it's got blueberries, and it's super tasty. And I also like Raisin Bran a lot. Raisin Bran Crunch. It's got to be Raisin Bran Crunch,
Of
otherwise
course.
it's just a bunch of
Those
shit.
sweet little crunchy bits.
Yeah, and those raisins.
Hmm.
But you know, like the Reese's Puffs too. Remember the old commercials for Reese's Puffs?
Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor.
See, that's good marketing because now, like,
That's ingrained.
like 8 years later, 8 to 10 years later, we still remember that song exactly.
There'll be times, literally, like probably very rarely, but every now and then, like I'll go into the shower and I'll be like Reese's Puffs,
Reese's
and then I'll
Puffs.
just like sing it in my head, or I'll like sing it to myself. It's weird. How is that stuff ingrained? Like like the national anthem and all that shit. Or
I don't know the words to the
Pledge
national
Allegiance.
anthem.
Or so, okay, we'll dumb it down. The Pledge of Allegiance. Why do we know all that? Why?
Because they from the time until I can
Or like
remember, they made us
this.
say it every single day.
Join in. Jesus loves me.
This I know, for the Bible tells me so.
Little ones from here
I don't-
below, they are weak, but he is strong.
I don't know anything beyond
Really?
the Bible tells me so.
Wow.
It does. Is it?
I guess, did I have a bigger religious upbringing than you did?
Well, I think.
'Cause I was like very into it for a long time.
I think we grew up with different sects of Christianity that were very different, and I think that you were in the type of Christianity that sang more of those songs. Because my family
I
was
went to
always
a Methodist church. What
yeah.
did you go to?
My family was
Baptist?
always very no. We were Anglican. We were always
Oh.
we went to a really contemporary church,
Okay.
so it was very like modern, and we didn't sing that stuff. But
Did you have the please turn to in page 409?
No.
Okay,
We
'cause that's the type of church we had, and then we had the early service that were like, Jesus is cool. Like
yeah,
that.
we had a rock band, but there was also another church next to us that was part of our church, but it was for like old people, and they would play the organ, and it was at like 7 in the morning. I think we went to it once, and it was god awful. Oh, you gotta wake up at the crack of dawn and listen to a bunch of old people like, oh, and you could smell their breath and shit, and they all smell bad. And yep, I hate old people. But but does it make me un-American, Ryan? Do you just want to grab your rifle and your American flag and kill me for not knowing the words to the national anthem? Let's sing the national anthem. Let's see how much I know.
No, I definitely don't know it.
Let's try. Is it okay?
Oh,
this sounds
say,
really
okay,
bad. Is the
yeah.
national anthem the one that goes, "Oh say, can you?"
Yeah.
Sing? Okay. All right. God, some patriotic people are gonna give me
Are
a
the
lot
national
of shit.
anthem and the Star Spangled Banner the same thing?
No. God,
Oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light, for so
proud. We
proudly
skipped a whole bunch of shit. Why is it getting so peppy and bright right off the bat?
Every time I'm at a baseball game, which is not very often, but every time I'm at any sports event, they're like, "Please rise for the national anthem." I'm like, fuck.
It reminds me of like North Korea when I see that at a stadium. Just everyone stands up
And they have their
puts
hands over their
it's like,
heart.
Oh,
You know, it's like we're gonna get a lot of shit.
Jesus.
Because there's a lot of
nationalism.
people that are like super patriotic, super American, and there's nothing wrong if you're into that, but I think it's a little silly to get offended by like, you don't know the lyrics to the national anthem?
You're
Fuck
not
you."
Americans. Why do you even live here?
It's like a lot of people don't realize that, you know, there's so many fucking cultures out there and so much other shit, and I don't mean to sound like a pretentious
We're a
cultured
melting pot.
asshole.
That's the thing of America. We're a melting pot. Why are we trying to like be like America? Oh!
Just-
when it's like when we're supposed to
my
at least
finger.
accept other countries. We don't have a clear history of
We-
doing that.
We live in Los Angeles, and before I moved here, I had never seen so many different races, religions, types of people
it's
in
pretty
one
much
place.
just white and black where we live.
Yeah, it's just there's not really any Mexicans, there's like no Muslims, barely any Asians. So it's like coming to LA was this massive eye-opening cultural, you know, punch in the face. And I don't know, I think people should focus more on America as this great place where it doesn't matter what country you're from. You can come here and everyone can have a chance at doing something, not this like, "Oh, you're not American, fuck you." Ryan's actually not an American because he has
I am an American.
Nope, he's part Middle Eastern.
Somewhat, yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Trump would be pissed about that.
Yeah.
He'd
Ryan,
tell me to go back home.
Wait, what percentage like Middle Eastern are you? Like
I'm
a
like
quarter?
25%.
Because your mom is half Middle Eastern, right?
Yeah,
Okay, from
like
Libya?
Arabic.
Or
Well,
Lebanon?
she moved to Lebanon. She was born in Libya.
Oh,
And then
okay.
moved to Lebanon. Then, of course, because of the civil war conflict going on there. I mean, they have a lot of conflicts going. They did have a lot. They probably still
Last
do
year's Civil
in
War or this
Lebanon.
year's Civil War? Just like,
It just but so they just moved to the U.S. early, and that's a summarized story of my mom coming to the U.S.
that's the great story of Cecile and that sweet Arab poon.
Ooh,
Yep.
get yourself a slice today. Pre-order now and
Buy
get
one,
some
get one
Cecile
free.
pre-
Yeah, but
Love you, mom.
my parents are just good old Americans, just good old white Americans. But anyway, Ryan, we also want to take a moment as this podcast is nearing its end. We want to
Is it
thank
really?
you guys
Sheesh.
for the unending
How
support
long have I been
that you've been
doing
giving
this?
us the past few weeks.
Yeah, views are
Yeah,
great, and
we-
not
2
just that,
hours?
but like the comments, they're all
That's it?
positive, at least mostly from what I've seen. And to get so many positive comments after such a big growth is a really cool thing to see, because we get those mixtures of "fuck you guys are offensive," boo-hoo. But it's good to see that people are supporting this brand of humor and style of comedy and channel in general.
Yeah, and it's like, but we, a few weeks ago we got that bump from Jack gave us a shout out in one of his videos, and ever since then the growth has been pretty constant, and it looks like the channel is on its way to bigger and better things, and we just want to say genuinely thank you for everyone who is subscribed, everyone who watches us on a daily basis, people that say they actually look forward to watching our videos.
Just the people that come stop by every now and then.
Yeah, just to give it a watch. Like, thank you so much, because this is, you know, what we basically do with our lives. This is why we live. This is why we moved across the country. This is what we do. So the fact that people actually support it and enjoy it and show their friends and family, it means a lot. So really, thank you guys for all the support recently. We have a lot of good stuff on the way that you're not gonna want to miss. But anyways, I can't think of anything else to say. So now.
Oh, sorry. Let me save you. Let me hop on this segue real quick. 'Cause I had
let me
something
climb
that
on
I
the
wanted
back.
to- Okay. Okay.
Say something, Ryan. Get me out of this
Okay,
hole.
here we go. Are you ready for this, Matt?
I'm ready.
You haven't fucking played Overwatch yet, dude.
I haven't played Overwatch.
What the fuck?
I bought it. I haven't played it. But I think that, you know, I don't want to make any promises, but
We're supposed to shoot
We-
a video of some sort.
we're maybe gonna do an Overwatch video about my first experience with Overwatch. Maybe,
Pretty much, we're
possibly.
forced to do this because
We just said it. Well, I want to do it anyway, so
Yeah.
keep your eyes open for that. Maybe it might not happen, so don't hold us to that, because
But
you
we
know,
want to.
we're big liars.
Yeah, we're huge liars. We make promises we can't keep. Just like normal fucking human beings.
Oh my God! It's almost like we make mistakes, like humans.
Oh no! You mean we're not some weird corporate machine that just pumps out content and smiles?
Yes. And okay, real quick, back to commenters that get offended. It's funny when people they stumble upon our videos and they take their time to type out this like long comment about how like we riled their feathers up. It's just funny to me because it's like no one's making you watch it. It's free content. If you don't like it, just give it a dislike and move on. You don't have to write out this long post. It's like,
And not just that, but like when you're getting mad at someone for a different belief, you're doing more harm to your side. You need to like, I don't know, I wish people were more understanding that people had different views, and like if we do something, sometimes it may be offensive, it may be wrong to say, but like if your first instinct is to get mad, then how do you expect us to even learn a little bit more or want to at least accept what you're saying? If it comes off as an attack, we're not going to really listen to your side that much. We're not going to try to understand it. But if you, I don't know, I just feel like if you come at something with such volatile, just sharpened teeth and everything, yeah, you're doing nothing but making yourself, I guess, try to look better in some moral way, because we all know that if you have a better moral compass than the person next to you, then you have an open seat to Shangri-La.
what?
Yeah.
Words to Live by Ryan McGee. Or in the words of Steve Harvey, if you have a good moral barometer. Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Okay, well, Steve Harvey's a real piece of shit, by the way. And you can disagree with me. You can disagree with me, but Steve Harvey is a fucking asshole. There's a compilation online of Steve Harvey saying these awful fucking things. And it doesn't matter what your opinions are. Steve Harvey says some really
Isn't he like an
shitty things.
iconic comedic figure?
Steve Harvey? Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
Steve Harvey. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why. I was thinking of someone else.
Yeah, but Steve Harvey's a real asshole. I'm just throwing
What
that out
what
there.
does he do? What does he do that riles your feathers?
He says a lot of really.
look, we're being mean back.
Yeah.
Hey guys, remember if you don't agree with our point of view, it's just fuck you, Steve Harvey.
No, but Steve Harvey is kind of an asshole. If you don't believe me, go look up compilations of just search "I hate Steve Harvey" and you'll see why. He says some really shitty things, and you know he's allowed to have his own opinions, but he's also kind of really shitty. He says a lot of really kind of fucked up things.
Fight
But-
us.
Yeah, fight us. I would love to have Steve Harvey come on the podcast so I could debate him. And speaking of Steve Harvey, I just remembered when I was in middle school, my bus driver would always have a little radio, and she would always play Steve Harvey on the way to school, and it was very obnoxious. Not because I disliked Steve Harvey at the time, just because it was a very loud man on the radio at like 6:30 in the morning when I'm just trying to do my homework on the bus or take a little.
This is why you hate him.
This is the true root
This
of
is the subconscious hate.
the seed of hate that Steve Harvey subconsciously planted in me as a child. Nope, and that sounded sexual, so.
Steve Harvey planted his seed of hatred into you when
Aw,
you were just a
dude,
young boy.
I was just a little boy on the bus, and Steve Harvey planting his seed in me. Well, guys, that about does it for this episode of Super Mega Cast. We got into some pretty deep, some pretty touchy topics, but we promise, these are just our opinions. If you don't like them, we're sorry.
and they're subject to change at a moment's notice because people's opinions happen to change.
Yes, so don't hate us for our opinions. We don't
Except
hate you
if you're
for-
Hillary Clinton flip-flopping
Oh,
everywhere.
you stupid son of a bitch. But guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Next week we'll talk about some more fun topics that aren't so out there. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Ryan, do you have any last words?
Cuckoo Cuckoo.
What?
Some.
Were you doing the I Am the Walrus thing by the Beatles? What are you doing? You're just making a noise now. You're just making noise. Just say bye. Just say bye, Ryan.
Shiggy, diggy dig. What up, ma'am? Fuck. I hope this isn't serious. I'm actually gonna be right back. I'm gonna go put my finger on ice. This fucking hurts. Uh-oh. Stream program lag. Okay, there it goes. My fucking finger hurts so fucking bad. Oh, yeah. I just went and got a goddamn cup of ice water just to put it in every now and then. Hopefully, try to reduce swelling. Fuck, I might stop early. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. That is not the size I want that pencil. Like, at all. Okay, I think it's starting to go down a little, so I'm gonna just periodically put it into ice. This one is like the most not cheeky face I've done. Like, why? It just doesn't look like her whatsoever. Okay, back out we go. Okay. I feel like I need to fix up that face. Oh, I had one for them actually. It's not Lilo whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure I have to face that. Actually, you know, that's not bad. It is still Lilo. Down here, post it, get rid of it. Oh my god. Okay. She looks fucking deranged. What is it? I think I'm accidentally good at making like really deranged looking faces. Yeah. Okay, I see something awful happening here. Hold on. Fingy. Okay. Maybe the whole face, even. Yeah. I think this might need to be tilted more. Let's erase the headlines that aren't there and see how this looks. Oh, that one's so bad. This one's also got some long face going on. That eye looks just demented. Hold on. There we go. What's this? What's more head? This one seems masculine. This head. Let's see if I can fix that. Something tells me it's the angle of the chin. I think it needs to come this way more. Oh. Let's try the face. Huh. What is it? Chin? Well, that made it look more masculine. What the fuck? Face. Right, doesn't matter. This is gonna be a weird search in my Google history. Sad woman. Please stop. Okay. I can't tell. I don't know what I did wrong here. Like, is that it? Much better. I think this one actually has to do with the face. This needs to be scrunched in more. Therefore, this needs to be moved over, and this needs to be moved over. That still feels wrong. I watched 2 of them. They were pretty funny, but I stopped because I couldn't focus on that right now. Like, I feel like I'm doing 6 things at once because of my fucking finger hurting still. I think I'm gonna probably end in a minute here because this finger thing is like so fucking distracting. I'm gonna keep trying to do stuff to try to reduce the swelling because it is like a normal finger be like this, right? Right now my finger be like my finger be like be like this. Like, no joke, it's fucking swelling. That's not okay. It's like every time I go to bend my finger, you know how you do. It's like that. And it just fucking hurt like a bitch. Is baby gonna cry about the boo-boo? Yeah. Cause it, like, my finger genuinely feels like it's fucking ripping, like the skin, when I close my hand. So a little bit I feel like cry boo-hoo baby boo-boo. Flux pulling a Deku. Yeah. I need to watch the new season sometime. What? I was gonna draw the Mr. Mew plush, but I just can't. I can't focus. So yeah. I think I did some okay practice here. Not like the best thing in the world, but I think I'm understanding a little more. I think I need to focus down more on head and face. I guess hair isn't like too awful. I definitely chose the wrong character to try to study hair anyway because of her fucking like the back of her hair is just absurd. Me right now. Anyway, thank for stopping by. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna try to focus on this fucking finger and hope that it doesn't explode on me or some stupid shit. Obviously, overstatement of the century, but still. I hope you all have good days, afternoons, nights, whatever it is for you, and I will see you next stream. Peace.